Okay, so this is the part 2, which will probably be a 3 to 4 part video. We'll see. But so as a recap, decided to not be part of Peter Pan's Never Grow Up group and do the fun things on a Saturday, like rent a kayak and go kayaking to see if I can actually kayak, which all my friends think this is a bad idea of me trying. But anywho's, I decided to be adult and deal with a problem we're having this morning. So as a recap, our Ring device has been going absolutely nuts this morning due to leaves and shadows on the front deck. So being an adult versus wanting to be a kid forever, I came out to do our yard work. So I've gotten the front yard mowed, I got the front yard weed whacked, and I dealt with the plants. Of course, as it goes with any kind of yard time, anytime I do yard work, I've had the fun of blood. Not sure when I got pricked, not sure how I got pricked, but next thing I knew, there was blood all over the yard waste bag. And then, of course, number 2, Mother Nature's way of reminding me you are not Snow White and you do not get along with creatures. And while trying to clean up after cutting the tree, the branch, the bush, which the cleanup, like we stated in the first video, is not my favorite part of this process, I also got scared to crap by my arch nemesis, those damn little chipmunks who are out to get me. So, never fails, those 2 things are going to happen. But let's quickly go through and take a while. So again, as stated, please keep in mind that Disney is probably never going to hire me to do their flower and garden show, and I am never probably going to end up on a home and garden magazine cover. But obviously, there are still leaves and branches on the bush, so that is a plus in my column. You can see, again, cleaning is not my favorite part, but I did clean up somewhat. So Wild Thing 1 right here has been trimmed back, has been cut low. This actually went through 2 cuts. I did it the first time, cleaned everything up and started mowing, and while I was mowing kept looking at it and thinking I didn't cut enough off. So I cut it again. So I gave it the flat top look. It's got that kind of triangle design to it. I'm not sure if I was actually going for that or if that's just how it ended up looking. But again, it is clear of the railing, and that's the part that it needs to be so that our wonderful Ring device does not go insane. And then Wild Thing 2 is our back one over there, which is supposed to get yellow flowers in the spring, and I'm lucky if I always get 1 or 2 of them, but that's okay. That one probably, I think it looks pretty good with the way it's cut. Again, though, the biggest thing is just making sure that it is clear of that Ring device, which I think it is. So that was a plus. We'll walk around a little bit. And then going to this also, my what I like to call John Deere tribute. Yes, because it's yellow and green. That looks pretty good. I think I did a pretty good trimming this one. I did not do my quick trim of just taking the weed whacker and going, woo, woo, now it looks better. Actually took a bush trimmer and tried to make it look all nice and clean. Stayed away from working on the evergreen because, you know, he's just growing up and being nice and staying clear of everything, not giving anything trauma. So I kind of left that one alone. We did tackle the bush. I don't know why I said we. I did tackle this bush or weed bush, whatever it was. What I did not realize is how big those roots are under the ground. Kept trying to pop them out. There was just no way. So I ended up trimming it and all the weed parts off. Used my little, bush branch cutter and was able to cut the thickest part I could get down, got as low as the ground as I could, and then took the flower pot, turned it upside down, and woohoo, now it's gone. So wasn't obviously like what I always give my mom for Mother's Day is I let her go and we buy a whole bunch of plants, which is what I would really like to do now at this point, say like, I'm done, the front looks beautiful, nobody sees the back, let's go. I'm not going to do that. The back needs to at least be mowed. But when I do take my mom, whenever we end up going to get the plants, this year I've got to be good because, see, any of my friends can admit to this, and my mom will say it too. We'll go shopping to go get plants for Mother's Day, and next thing you know, the Suburban and or the van will be full. Like, I mean full. There will be no more room. Like, we barely can be in there. Of plants, of vegetables, of cute little figurines, of hanging things. And I'll come home and I knew in my mind what I had space for, but everything's just so cool. And then I'll come home and I'll be like, oh man, we need more pots. We need more shepherd hooks. So this year I'm going to go, when we go to the store, and be like, okay, in the front yard, we have 5 pots. We have 2 shepherd hooks. We can only pick things out that will go on 2 shepherd hooks and 5 pots. And that's it. We're going to do it this year. We're going to keep it controlled this year. So that's my thing. That's kind of the here's another picture of the other one. This is the back side, or yeah, well, front side if you're the person in the front yard, of Wild Thing 2. I think this one was maybe my best one, but I really didn't do much to it. Maybe that's why it's my best one. But you know, there's the front side of Wild Thing over on that side, and of my little John Deere. So again, this is only video number 2. I probably got a 3 and a 4 still coming, so I cannot say my favorite slogan to end a video quite yet because we're still working. Backyard does have a living fence that I would love to deal with, but that's a much bigger task. And then of course there is the same thing as Wild Thing in the backyard, but I decided today he's going to get renamed. We are going to call that one the Phoenix, because I had that one trimmed down to the point that it was just a kind of like trunk. All the branches were trimmed off. Everything was trimmed down. It was just a chunk. I had my friend here helping me, and he helped us cut me down little pieces and get it piled up at the curb. We had that thing done. And I didn't do anything to it because I thought, well, there's no way it's coming back. Well, it's back. It is risen from the ashes, which is why it's gotten the name Phoenix, and it is bigger and badder than it was before. So, unfortunately though, that is one. My friend for Christmas got me like a chainsaw that looks like Jaws. Like, it reminds me of the Jaws of life, like is used by emergency people, but it's a chainsaw. But it needs special oil, and it probably needs special gas, and it's something that probably I should have supervision when I use it. So definitely probably will not be taking care of Phoenix today, but I'll show you a little bit of Phoenix when I get into the backyard, and a little bit of that living fence. And yeah, we're gonna keep going with being the adult versus being part of Peter Pan's never grow up idea, and go mow that backyard. So talk to you in a bit.